Settle in, settle down. Welcome to the channel, everyone. Welcome back to Just JP. Hope you're having a lovely day out there. Wherever you may be, it's a long song Saturday over here on the channel, and you know what that means. We got to do something. And you already see the title, you already see the thumbnail. We're doing a full album listen today of Todd Rundgren's A Wizard, A True Star. I almost butchered the name, I almost said Rizzard, but I mean, he might have the Riz. Released in 1973, this is his fourth studio album. We have listened to a previous album, Initiation, by Todd Rundgren. We've listened to Todd Rundgren's Utopia. And now we are finally arriving at this particular album. One that has been recommended, suggested, wanted, desired, lusted after for a long time. I've seen the album come up in the comments quite a bit. And now it is time we have finally arrived to this particular place. I'm really excited to dive into this one. We have heard Zen Archer already from this particular album, but that is it. That's it. Everything else is going to be brand spanking new. So I'm excited to dive into this one because I've heard a lot of interesting things about it. Before we dive any further, let me pull up the names of those of you, some of those of you at least, who have suggested this particular album. That would be Varsity Camp Life. Courtney Wallace, I believe that you mentioned this one as well. Spuddy Spud, James Paiva, thank you. Tom Cadeau, Gaia Eternal, Neo Squid, TDCB Moore. Listen, I mean, it just goes on. Paul Hughes, Damon Ramirez, Jeff Martin, David Oliveris, who said this was nice as well. Miss Aster Dancer, all of you. And it just keeps on going. Keeps on going. So thank you all who have suggested this album. Hope that you're excited to listen to this one. Hope that you're interested in it. I would imagine you would probably be if you're here. Before we dive in, I'm gonna take a little sip of my coffee. Home brewed pumpkin. I kind of made it perfectly this time. I don't usually put cream in my coffee, but I put just a little bit of ice cream in there because I don't keep creamer on hand. So I did have a little ice cream. Put a scoop in there, stirred it up. We're perfect. We're good. Yeah. So let's go ahead and dive into the album. That's all I gotta say. Press the like button before. Listen, you're gonna be here for at least an hour. It's at least gonna be an hour. You're gonna be here. So press the like button, get it out the way. Press the subscribe button. If you want, you can support the channel. What I do on Patreon. Let's get that all out the way, right? But for the next at least hour, I'm guessing we're probably gonna sit here for a minimum hour and a half, maybe. Who knows? It might even reach 2, depending on how much I talk, which I'm doing quite a bit of right now. But really, I really appreciate you guys joining me here. So settle in, grab a drink, grab a glass, lay back on the recliner, on the couch, on the bed, wherever you are. Let me know actually where you are. Where are you watching this from? Not like location, like country or state or anything like that, but like how are you right now? Are you leaning on the hand? Okay, anyways, you don't care about that. Let's listen to the tracks. I'm probably gonna let quite a few of them run together since the timings on them are so short for many of them. So let's just begin. We'll kind of figure it out as we go. Listening to the first track here, International Feel. Let's go. Really interesting start off. How smooth did this come in, though? There's an interesting production on it. Electronic sound that sweeps in. That's kind of trippy the way this changed up rhythm right there. Electronics are just like jagged. It's like so abstract. It's such an odd sound. It's unique.
A place where dreams are born and time is never planned.
And now the production is totally cleaned up here.
It's not on any chart. You must find it in your heart. Never, never land. It may be miles beyond the moon, or right there where you stand. Just keep an open mind, and then suddenly you'll find never, never land.
I love this little R&B touch right
You'll
here.
have a treasure if you stay there, more precious far than gold. For once you have found your way there, you will never, never go. And that's my home where dreams are born and time.
That's so cool the way the synth came in harder here, almost like an organ sound.
Just think of pleasant things and your heart will fly on wings forever.
Crash. I really like how the production changes along with everything. Clearly the sounds are diverse, but everything else is just moving around. Oh, that's fun. That's a killer bass line for all those electronics that like squirm around. It's so wet sounding. What is happening? Oh. Oh, that's a wicked solo there. That was wicked. And the vocals. I feel like we're just turning the dial on a radio station from station to station. Oh, he's going raw. It's just so, like, abstract, not conventional at all. What am I listening to? Where am I right now? What's happening? Oh, dogfight giggle. I get it, I get it. Guys, what?
Don't you think of anything but sex?
What?
But mommy still wonders, sweet boy. But you're allowed to try it. And I point no finger, sweet boy. But I'm still wondering what it means, boy. You hold your wrist so limply, you don't have to camp around. Save all your money, go confess on Sunday, sweet boy. And you get your copy of Honey, back on the street by Monday, sweet boy.
I like the little signature change. And that organ's great. Behind it all.
Save the satin undies, don't pluck out your eyebrows, stow them in sealed spoon. You don't have to camp around.
Man, you are going through a lot of different moods in this, like, side. That's cool. I love that sound. That up and down movement. It's so quirky and fun. You really have no idea what's around the corner listening to this. Like these little moments right here, this is gorgeous to me. This I love. It's just the sound of it going up and down. The tone of it. And that bass humming there in the back, raising up. And then we're moving into Zen Archer, which we have heard. That's when we know. We're gonna talk about this album. We're gonna talk. How cool is this track though? So good. Such a really great rhythm too. Then the opening up, the expansion. It's so tight. It's so good. The way the bass, the harmonies, everything pops out from right there. This song is just like come on. Come on. No, you're feeling it. Get in. There it goes. Now it hit the mark. Like you can hear the arrow like hitting the target and then a little bounce. That little extra drum beat added in there. Love that. This is one of those endings that you want to go on because it feels so good in this moment. It's a lot of arrows. And the guitar mixed with that saxophone. Don't tell me that doesn't give you a little bit of goosebumps in there. That one hit. There you go. Final hit.
The blessing of the turtles, the eggs lay on the lawn. Paint a pretty picture for me to sit upon. The calling of the rabbit, the falling of the hare. The hat pendant begins to play, the song is everywhere.
See, this is, oh, that's cool. I love the line. That's such a cool effect.
Another Virgin Mary, another case is shut. Have another helping, crime cut the baby's butt. A sip of holy water, a shot of saving grace. Another Western mystic, the words go around my face.
And an interesting change right there too when those extra vocals come in. I can't help but smile at this.
Caribbean station, crutch me down again. Lobster telephone friend. Stay in your seat, watch what you eat. If you don't get a dead fuel, then you're dropping heat. Da-da-da-me, hello.
I guess it's the organ that's being like pitch bended. Man, is this album just like filled with so many ideas. His unique brand of soul is so interesting to listen to. Really nice drumming and all that too. That's a good send-off right there. His soloing is so fun with these synths, like he's just having a joyous time up there. This is good. I love this little theme it comes back to. I think this is the last song on this side. Then we'll stop and talk. I like, just like Real Man off of Initiation, he brings it all back. That's good. That's good. I didn't even realize it was the same name. Sends it off with a sizzler right there at the end. Okay. All right. That's the first side of the album. Listen, it just made sense looking at it to let the whole side go through. Okay. Hold on. Before we even talk about the music, I gotta say, I love the way that he brought back International Feel. I didn't even realize until looking at it at the end, the first track, International Feel, and the last track here on this side, Le Feel International. Oh. I love how he brought that back, because I didn't even see it, and I wasn't expecting it, and it reminded me, like I said, of Real Man. That's you know what I mean. Him bringing that back at the end, And that's just so good. That was a great moment. All right, let me take a moment. Let me take a moment. Let me take a lap. I'm gonna take a lap. See, here I go here, and here I come here. All right, I need to take a lap just to kind of get my head in order with this one. So listen to at least just this side of the album. I'm getting a lot. I'm getting a lot. It is so incredibly diverse in its sound. It is so like unique because you have each song, which let's just say the average time span for a song is like 1:30. And each one is basically its own mini, not epic, but its own little piece, its own little corner of this particular shape of music. And each one brings a very unique color, a very unique hue and tone to this overall feel, which there is a sort of flow to this side. I wouldn't say it's like a perfect flow, but there's a little bit of like a stutter in it. Like the first few tracks, I would say like it doesn't flow perfectly, but it doesn't really matter. It's just kind of hitting these changes. But from, I would say, Flamingo, actually I would even go from You Don't Have to Camp Around to the end of the side of the album. I think it flows incredibly nice. But especially as a first time person listening to this and not knowing what to expect, this kind of album where it has all these different changes, like it just shifts on a dime, is really fun to listen to because I really have no idea what I'm going to get as we move on. What I do know that we're going to get as you're listening to this, and from my little bit of familiarity with Todd, is that wonderful soulful sound that is key to a lot of his music, whether it's in his vocals, which I think are fantastic throughout a lot of this, where he goes from, rock and roll kind of grit into, of course, those soulful harmonies, which just sound so blissful, and everything in between there. He sounds incredibly within his niche, and then and then the synthesizers that are always unique sounding, right? Doesn't he bring about the most interesting tones out of his synths, I would say especially, and then also guitar, right? Like the ending guitar solo was just so welcome. We had a little bit of that, of course, in between, but like the ending solo, that's fantastic. And then all the synth work that he's handling, and you also have Mark Moogie Klingman and Ralph Schuckett also providing some keyboards and synth throughout the album, as well as Jean-Yves M. Frog Labat. So there's a lot of, obviously, people involved in here. But the synth work, whether it's these bubbly, very quirky sounds, or like in Flamingo, where it's just like these smooth-toned kind of, like it just sounds so cool, right? There's so much diversity in that, and like I said, especially mixed with his guitar, which he makes the two work in this really cool harmony that really just, to me, excites. I think that's the best word to really think of when I'm listening to this coalition of guitar and synth. It's just like they're just woven in between each other, and they just create this really unique texture and tapestry in the sound that really does have a hold on the whole side of the album thus far. Even for as unique and the different directions as we go in, it's like that combination is kind of always there, along with Todd's soulful leanings. The horns that were brought in, of course, in Zen Archer, which I would have to argue, I mean, I knew it, but I still have to argue that Zen Archer kind of feels like the centerpiece, at least on this side of the album. And how much of a mark does it make? I guess you could say how much of a mark does it hit, because mark, target, get... I love the inclusion of the little, like you can imagine an arrow hitting a target and that little vibration, that little shake that you get there. But that song is just so wonderful. It kind of feels like the perfect psychedelic pop classic. And thinking about that as well, expanding that to what we just listened to, this album so far does feel a little bit psychedelic, right? This kind of reminds me of the Beatles in a sense, more in like, for example, right? We've been listening to the White Album. It's reminding me of the White Album in the sheer amount of genres and lanes that were continuously changing and getting off, doing this, and like it's just experimenting and exploring so many different sounds and so many different genres that it feels like he could excel in one if he wanted to. And I know that he has a lot of albums, so I'm sure he has. But this is just me speaking off of limited knowledge. He just like, he's very impressive to listen to is what I'm getting at with all this. Now, one track in here that was Dogfight Giggle. I have no idea what was happening in there. I don't know what was going on. I mean, I know what was going on. I understood when I looked at the title of the song, Dogfight. Okay, I get it. The dog noises, and I guess you could call those giggles if you would. The kind of whimsical Never Neverland. Uh, like I said, I really like the synth direction in Flamingo, and then Zen Archer is just fantastic. And then you even had a track like Just Another Onion Head / Da Da Dolly, which, I mean, within a 2-minute track, he even decides to split it and just put these two together on almost like this mini suite. Because why not? And of course, that really wonderful return there with International Feel. So I'm looking at some of the information before we do move on into the next side. So the first side is actually titled The International Feel in 8. And then the second side, which we'll listen to shortly, is called A True Star. So, okay, well, why is the first side called International Feel when it should have been called A Wizard and then True Star? I'm just putting that out there. I have no right to talk about the album. It says here that the album was produced, engineered, and, with the exception of some tracks, entirely performed by Rundgren. He envisioned the record as a hallucinogenic-inspired flight plan, with all of the tracks segueing seamlessly into each other, starting with a chaotic mood and ending with a medley of his favorite soul songs. He said when at the time of release, he stated that Wizard intended to advance utopian ideals. Later, he said that the album had no definite meaning. No singles were issued from the album, as he wanted the tracks to be heard in the context of the LP. And with 19 tracks, its nearly 56-minute runtime made it one of the longest single-disc LPs to date. That is really cool. That's really interesting. And, I mean, I know that Rundgren takes care of pretty much everything, but isn't it incredibly impressive just not only that he takes care of pretty much everything, but how good it sounds that he's the only one doing everything, you know? I'm just moving my fan a little bit. Now, I know one thing I didn't do is look at the lyrics. I'm probably not going to spend too much time on all the lyrics looking at these songs. I just want to kind of listen to the music, if I'm being completely honest. Looking at International Feel, here we are again, the start of the end, but there's more. I only want to see if you'll give up on me, but there's always more. There is more International Feel, there is more interplanetary deals, interstellar appeal, universal ideal. So, like, there is just more. There's always something more, there's always something bigger, there's possibly always something to explore. That's what I'm thinking of. Like I said, I really just want to listen to the music, just being straight with you. I just want to see where this album goes. But like I said, we'll look at the lyrics a little bit. And then with Never Neverland, I know a place where dreams are born and time is never planned. It's not on any chart. You must find it in your heart. Never, never land. Of course, relating to Peter Pan. And, you know, I'm kind of getting an idea just from these first two tracks already, looking at the lyrics, that this is really about exploration. And not necessarily an outside exploration, but an internal exploration. Kind of like what he said there with that information I read about the hallucinogenic trip, this flight plan. It may be miles beyond the moon or right there where you stand. Just keep an open mind, and then suddenly you'll find Never Neverland. Like I said, the journey is inside. Moving on to Tic Tac. That one was instrumental. Now, I know you need your head. That one doesn't. And some of these songs straight up go into like this almost silly, very quirky-esque sound. You know what I was thinking of listening to the music here? Not necessarily in execution or in sound directly, but some of it reminded me of Frank Zappa. But then some of the, like, I guess for lack of a better word, the quirkiness, the strangeness, the out-of-the-worldness also reminded me of Gong a little bit. You don't need your feet because you know you got wheels. You don't need your hands because you know how it feels. You don't need your eyes because you know how she looks. You don't need your tongue because you know how she cooks. But you need your head. You need your head. You don't need your belly because there's nothing to eat. You don't need your heart because it just can't beat. You don't need your mouth because you talk too much. You don't need your crotch. And you know it's only a crutch. That's kind of funny. that's a funny line there. Rock and roll kitten. Beat it, beat your guitar, smash it till it sees stars. Rip it to shreds, throw down your axe, and then jump into bed. Get up and see Revolution on the TV. Will you get your nails dirty, or are you just only a rock and roll kitten? Are you living the life? Are you living what you say you're doing, or are you just pretend? Are you just putting up a front? Don't Fight Giggled definitely has no lyrics on that one. You don't have to camp around. Daddy don't like it, but mommy still wonders, sweet boy. But you're allowed to try it, and I point no fingers. Sweet boy, I'm still wondering what it means, boy. You hold your wrist so limply, you don't have to camp around. Save all your money, go confess on Sunday, sweet boy, and you get your copy of Honey back on the street by Monday. Sweet boy, but tell me, where does that leave me, boy? Save the satin undies, don't pluck out your eyebrows, stow the mincy lisping, you don't have to camp around. I got no idea on that one. Zen Archer we talked about before, with this idea of course, the archer hunting and, you know, pretty bird with feathers falling, pretty as a lady calling for her pink and midnight lover as she stares into the water. And a yellow moon is rising, there can be no disguising that the pretty bird is dying with a silver arrow lying at its side. You almost had a really nice setup right there of the stanzas. Rivers of blood, oceans of tears, life without death, and death without reason. And of course, we're taking this idea of the archer and expanding that, as he does to a global point of view, where he says, to the whole United Nations, to your greatest expectations, to the moment that you realize as a dark figure slips from out of the shadows. Pretty bird dies at the end of the shaft of a Zen archer. That's a good track. Like I said, I've already talked about it. I ain't diving into it anymore. Listen. So there may be a few of you that are like, JP, why are you rushing through the lyrics? You know, you always spend some more time on the lyrics. I really just want to listen to the second side of the album. It's not that I don't care about the lyrics, but I'm more interested in the music right at this exact moment at 1:50 on a Saturday afternoon. Matter of fact, I'm skipping it. I don't feel like reading anymore. I want to listen to the rest of the album. I want to see where this goes. I'm very curious. This is what Forrest Gump said, okay? Life is a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get inside. I want to open my box of chocolates. I want to see what we're going to bite into. So before we do that, let's I guess I should ask you a question to make sure you're still here, huh? I always do it. I always do it with these album listens. I want to see who's still here for the analytics. Did people quit early, or is someone still here? So how am I going to do that? Let's do one of these things right here. I'm going to pull out a random album from back here. I'm just reaching. I'm not even looking. And you guys can tell me what album I pulled out. I pulled out Mr. El Shankar right there. Ah, that's a good one, huh? With Touch Me There. All right, so what album did I pull out? That's the question. Let's move on into the comments. Not in the comments, into the next side. I'm skipping way ahead. Way ahead. Moving on to side 2. A True Star. We're going to listen to Sometimes I Don't Know What to Feel, Does Anybody Love You, The Medley, Hungry for Love, I Don't Want to Tie You Down, Is It My Name, Just One Victory. Probably going to let this go just like I did with the side 1. I just feel like listening to it, and it seems to have an interesting continuity for all of its changes, for all of its diversity and different moments of sound. So let's go ahead and do that. Let me back up right here. And we will go ahead and start with Sometimes I Don't Know What to Feel. Here we go. That soul is always there. Oh, dude. Like that kind of almost islandly Tony keyboard. hits that so well.
Thought there was some love in the world, but I guess I'm wrong. Sometimes I just feel so alone. I don't want to admit to my friends that I feel confused. I wonder what I'd do with myself if the world was gone. Something makes me stay on my feet. Don't you dare admit to defeat. If I tell myself it's alright, I can cover myself through the night and watch another day dawn.
This is an awesome opening to the second side. This hits all the right notes.
Keep on keeping on. There's nothing else I can do. But sometimes I don't know. Sometimes I don't know. Sometimes I don't know what to do. Sometimes I don't know.
Some right now. As it moves into the second song, that's a perfect track. Perfect track, especially as an opening to the second side.
You can talk, but if you ask me, take all your big words and put them together. What good will they do when the long day is through? Does anybody love you? Do you think that anybody's in love with you? Can dress up or just down as you gaze in the mirror hung up on your body. What good can it be when there's no one there to see? Does anybody
That drum has a really interesting sound, doesn't it?
do you think that anybody's in love? So lovely, so wise, you could make
Are you listening to the drums? So cool. How those came in.
between the ugly is the most beautiful love of all. Does anybody love you? Do you think that anybody's in love with you? Is anybody in love?
That's a cool vocal swing back and forth. I really like how the drums and the rhythm built up there. That was really cool. Like simply stated, but wonderfully composed. Man, this puts me back to childhood.
I'm so proud. I'm so proud. I'm so proud of you. 'Cause you're only one fella's girl. I'm so proud. I'm so proud. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. Loved by you. And it would hurt to know if you ever were untrue. taste
It is taking me back home.
of a cherry so sweet. Yeah, yeah. And I'm so proud. I'm so proud. I'm so proud of you. Compliments to you. All the people we meet. Yes, babe, and I'm so proud. I'm so proud. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you.
Big drums, big sound.
I'm so proud. Yeah.
This is really him not only covering these tracks, but ode to it, homage, honor.
I did you wrong. My heart went out to play, but in the game I lost you.
Man, he's doing such a great job hitting these tracks.
Price to pay. Hey, I'm crying. Ooh, baby, baby. Mistakes, I know I made a few, but I'm only human. You've made mistakes too. I'm crying. I'm just about at the end of my road, but I can't stop trying. I can't give up hope, 'cause I believe one day I'll hold you near, whisper I still love you, until that day is here. Ooh, I'm crying. Ooh, baby, baby. Ooh, baby,
Next one. Just snapped into it, huh?
Many guys have come to you with a line that wasn't true, and then you
This is
passed
Delphonics.
them by.
Right? Isn't this the Delphonics?
Now you're in the center ring, and their lies don't mean a thing. Why won't you let me
He's hitting the
shine?
classics.
I don't have a diamond ring. I don't even know a song to
Here you go. Here you go.
All I know is la 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 means I love you.
Oh, This is such a classic track.
Let me take you in my arms, fill you with my charms. I'm sure that you will see the things I am saying are true. And the way I say them to you.
Hitting it. He's hitting the falsetto.
You hear me, la 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 means I love you.
Love how that bass comes in underneath it, giving it some depth. Flute in there, never hurt. You really shifted there, huh?
This got to talking about, I wonder who could it be? 'Cause I know I'm the heaviest catch you ever did see. When you see me walking down the street, you think passing in next beat. On the business they Western expert, but they know I'm the king of the cool jack. Woo! Jack. Cool jack.
This sounds familiar, but I'm not quite familiar with it.
Look at them guys looking at me like I'm a fool. Oh, but deep down inside, they know I'm cool. I said now the moment of truth has finally come. When I will show you some of that cool dirt. All right, now I want to hear a little bit of the drums by himself there. Woo! All right, now I want to hear a little bit of the bass with those 88s. All right, now let the organ there fall in. All right, now everybody, I want to hear your you're cooking, smoking. Cool dirt, cool dirt. This got to talking about, I wonder who could it be? 'Cause I know I'm the heaviest cat you ever did see. When you see me walking down the street, they crossing that next beat. All the bitches, they don't wear the sweater 'cause they know I'm the king of the cool jack. Woo! Cool jack. Cool jack. Come on, people. Can you do it now? Come on, people. Can you do it? Can you do it? Can you do it? Can you do it? Can you do it?
It's going now. Shredding. Okay, I want to stop it here for just a moment. Just a brief few minutes. That was such a fantastic start to the second side of the album. So, I want to say really quick. I mean, sometimes I don't know what to feel. It is another perfect track next to Zen Archer. It is just so wonderful. He hits the soul notes so well. It sounds so good. Like, that is, to me, that's like, that, I don't know if it was a single or anything, but like, that's the kind of track besides Zen Archer that really could have easily charted on the radio if it didn't already, if it wasn't a single. Like, that is just really, oh no, we said that there were no singles on this album because he wanted to preserve the whole LP, so it wasn't a single, but that would definitely be one. That would, to me, fit amongst the classics, right? Speaking of classics, I gotta talk about the medley. So, when I heard those notes for La La with the Delphonics, I was like, I know that one. I recognize the other one too, Ooh Baby Baby, but like, oh, okay. So like I said, he's paying homage to all these tracks, and I mean, first of all, he executes them brilliantly. Like, aren't those really, really great covers, the way that he puts it all together? He adds a little bit, not a ton, but just a little bit of his Toddness in there. But really, he's kind of playing straight in those tracks. And how wonderfully does he cover those, okay? Just to break fourth wall a little bit, when he goes into the medley and hits especially Baby Baby and La La, it takes me back to like my earliest memories, because I mean a lot of you guys already know, but like it takes me back to my earliest memories of growing up and listening to the soul music and listening to this older R&B, and like that's what was around me at the time. And so hearing Todd do that just immediately makes me flash back in my mind. It sends me right back, and it's such a great sound. And once again, he executes it beautifully. He does an absolutely stunning job covering those tracks. Very impressive. Very impressive to bring back those tracks and to cover them in such a great way. Honestly, the medley overwhelmed me in a little bit of a sense, because I have that nostalgia. I have that memory, or those memories, and that feeling with it. That like I said, I really love. Sometimes I don't know what to feel, but the medley just hit a little bit differently. But I just wanted to stop it really quick and and say that. I just wanted to say that. Okay, let's go ahead and listen to the rest now. Starting now with Hungry for Love, and I'm probably going to let the rest of it go. So let's go ahead and do that now.
I'm old-fashioned cooking, caviar and champagne. A meal at McDonald's. Nothing fills a man when he's hungry for love. Give him love, make him feel alright.
Okay.
Help him sleep at night. Give him love, give him one more bite. He's hungry for love. Give him that. Woo, an ounce of sweet Jamaican, a slow spoon of powder, a half a
I
pound
love the organ and keys dancing around him.
Nothing gets you high when you're hungry for love. Give me love, make it feel alright. Give me love, help me sleep at night. Give me love, give me one more.
And his guitar echoes him.
Give me love, give me love. Woo! Give me some love.
Little breakdown.
Give me some love. Give me some love. Give me love, give me love.
Such a weird sound and texture from the guitar, this trumpet, the drums even. Nice coming back to the chorus there. See how his voice just goes from like rough to smooth so easily? There's that texture, that fuzziness, that fur.
Sometimes it's hard to look up under the times we're going through. I scratch my head and stare and wonder how to face the day anew. But it gives my life a bit more meaning to feel in love with you. So heavy, I don't wanna weigh you down. Oh baby, I don't wanna tie you down. I don't wanna think tomorrow's ever the picture that we made.
Really nice back and
Oh,
forth.
baby, I don't wanna tie you down.
Alice in Chains now? It's a woolly guitar. We fuse now? That's such an electric sound he's getting out of the guitar, right?
There is cause and effect. There's a reason I'm so erect.
What?
There's last night, that's today. There's a reason you feel this way. Is it my name? Is it my name? Is it my name? Don't miss the boat, baby. Don't miss the plane.
Sweet drumming.
I don't think I can play this scene again. Why don't you love me? Why don't you love me? Why don't you love me? Is it my name? All the lies, all the truth.
I like how the drums are so light at this moment. No kick, no snare, just side stick.
All the sounds, all the times that you turned me down. Is it my name?
Can't get that pattern.
Is it my name? Go so high, you would think I was gay. But I play my guitar in such a mankind way. Why don't you love me? Why don't you love me? Why don't you love me? Is it my name?
Can't catch it. Can't. He's going for it there. Oh, sudden cutoff. Jump off the bridge cutoff. There you go. Right back to that soul classic hit.
Going round. You may think that
how his voice trailed into this little vocal delivery, the harmonies? And now it's these two vocal lines just going on top of each other. That's really good. Pull it back, rein it in. Love the group chants, the group harmonies there. Good closer. And his guitar comes back too. That's what I like to hear, a little bit of that solo. And that, my friends, is a wizard, a true star, Todd Rundgren. How do you feel? What did you think? Where are you at right now with this album? So I think that this album as a whole is just really, really cool to listen to. I'm still kind of sticking with my, it reminds me a little bit of the variety that you would have on the Beatles' White Album or Sgt. Pepper's or any of those. But like I said, the spine of it, the framework of it, the foundation of everything really is that soul sound, which now that we've finished the album sounds as much an homage to soul and an honoring of soul music and R&B as much as like an exploration and a little bit of an experimentation on it. Because obviously you have his really, really wonderful singing in every aspect, especially at the end there. It really just sounds like a classic soul track that you would hear anyone else, sing like back in the late 60s and 70s. But kind of harking back to what I said before with the first side and those first few tracks, it's, for example, the explorations with the synth and all of his electronics, the synth run through the guitar and all those extra little things that kind of push it a little bit more forward in a more progressive kind of soul direction and a little bit more of a like I said, eclectic and experimental direction as well. But without ever losing, excuse me, that focus, that soulful and sometimes funky focus, I guess you could say. The last track here, Just One Victory, is sort of a victory lap. It's just kind of a nice summation of everything that we heard here before. I love that we got a little bit of that lead guitar from Todd there at the end, just to kind of like send everything off. They even had that moment there in the break where the music cut out except for the vocal chants and the drums, and allowed for some of that anthemic singing and group harmony to kind of be sung out, which once again you would have in a lot of soul and R&B tracks to give power to a certain statement, to a certain line that's being delivered, and we have that at that point as well. Is It My Name leaned more into that rock direction, but I like, once again, how at the end of the album we're getting these two different sides of the same coin, Todd Rundgren, and they come together quite nicely, you know? And I just think that that's all wonderful. I Don't Want to Tie You Down was a smooth sail too. Like, this is just a good album to listen to. I keep on coming back to it, just so many different flavors. Like, I think that even if you weren't to perhaps enjoy the whole album, I think that there's something in here that you probably like. There should be some sort of standout here that it gets your attention. I don't know why I was thinking Tickle Your Pickle, but that's not exactly what I want to say. There's something in here that'll hook you like a fish. That's better. Let's look at some more of the information on the album. See some of these interesting facts here. It says in February 1972, Something Anything was issued as Todd Rundgren's third solo album and his first credit under his name. After the album's success, critics hailed Rundgren as the spiritual successor to studio experiments of the Beatles and the Beach Boys. Rundgren felt uncomfortable that descriptions also came to include the male Carole King. This is him saying this, with all due respect to Carole King, he said, it wasn't what I was hoping to create as a musical legacy to myself. Rundgren returned to New York for the first time in his life, started experimenting with psychedelic drugs. To his recollection, this included DMT, mescaline, psilocybin, and possibly, but not certainly, LSD. Not LCD, that's his TV. And I don't think they had that back then. He began to think that the writing on Something Anything was largely formulaic and born from laziness, and he sought to create something more eclectic and more experimental, which, once again, you definitely have those tendrils that are reaching out for experimentation on this album. He explained, it wasn't like I suddenly threw away everything that I was doing before and decided I was going to play the music of my mind. Rather, the experiences allowed him to actively put some of my songwriting habits away and absorb new ideas and to also hear the final product in a different way. So I really like kind of having his mindset there, because it's true. Once again, you could hear how he's not stripping himself of things that made him who he was and the music that made him who he was. He was just reaching out for something different. His music taste also started to lean toward the more progressive rock of Frank Zappa, Yes, and the Mahavishnu Orchestra. Rundgren provided a host of instruments and equipment, including vibraphones, organs, keyboards, Fairchild equalizers, his Stevens 16-track machine. Depending on the track, he played all the instruments alone or with those members that I had mentioned as well. Rundgren encouraged the musicians to contribute any ideas they felt would benefit the music. See, I like that. I like that, and of course this can go in different ways. It depends on who's making the music and the leadership and stuff like that. But I like that he encouraged the musicians to speak up, add ideas. You know, part of why you have certain musicians and why you not only hire but bring certain session musicians in is because you probably really enjoy their work, you enjoy their creativity, their spark, whatever they have, and you want to bring some of that to your music. And you don't just necessarily want them to play whatever you write. Like, you want them to help you and expand on your ideas and your goal with the album or your music. That doesn't mean you have to keep every single idea that they may give you, but, I like that. I like that kind of idea. It says, according to Siegler, when Todd needed guys to play on his record, we were already there. It was like a club. Secret Sound was our clubhouse, and suddenly Todd was the leader of our club. He said a typical session involved Rundgren arriving with a piece of music, written on piano or guitar, to which the band would learn by ear and create charts if necessary. Vocals weren't recorded until the basic track was completed there. And once again, Wizard was one of the longest single disc LPs ever cut, stretching the technical limits of how much music could fit on a vinyl record, which I believe wasn't that also the case with Initiation? Was it? If I remember correctly, I believe it was a similar kind of stretching of the limitations there. And then just before we end the video, looking at the packaging, because I guess it was kind of interesting, Wizard was packaged in an unconventionally shaped album cover. The surrealistic painting on the front cover was designed by Arthur Wood, and I guess there are some coded messages inside of the image, which I'm not going to read here, but seems kind of interesting. Very Dali-esque, as they say, with the symbology. That's kind of cool there. That's awesome. Anyways, fantastic album. I mean, I would really say that Zen Archer is very easily my favorite track. Second, I would say is Sometimes I Don't Know What to Feel. And then finally, I'm not going to go with the medley. I'm only not going to go with it because I'd probably just listen to the originals. Not that like the covers were bad. Obviously they weren't, but I'd probably just listen to the originals on that. So I would just go with Zen Archer and Sometimes I Don't Know What to Feel as my favorites. Those are just two absolutely bombs. In a good way. Not like it, the songs bombed, but they were the bomb. Language is funny sometimes, right? It didn't bomb, but it was the bomb. Anyways, you're gonna hear for a language lesson. Whew. I don't know how long it's been. It's 2:30 right now. I don't know. I don't remember when we started, to be honest. But regardless, you're here. I'm here. We are here in the present at this moment, and I appreciate you sticking around, listening to the music alongside with me. I hope that you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed something out of this. I hope that this made your day, your night a little bit better. Don't forget, I asked you in the very beginning, I wanted to know how you're watching the video. Are you laying on your back? Are you laying on your side? Are you in bed? Are you on the couch? Are you on the train? Are you in your car listening? Because I know you're not watching. I'm just curious. I'm always wondering where people are watching. Anyways, don't forget to press the like button if you didn't already. Press that subscribe button as well. If you'd like, if you enjoy what I do and all that stuff, you want to support me, you can do that over on Patreon for as little as $2 a month. You don't have to, but obviously it helps. And that's the video. That's everything I got. Guys, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you continuing to watch and support the channel after however many years it's been, because it's been a few. It's been a few. I appreciate you. Thank you as always for being here, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, guys. Have a great one. Bye. Let me press that button. Bye.